Welcome back. Today, we're taking a trip back in time to the era when Nokia ruled the world. We're talking about those brick phones with batteries that lasted for a week and the legendary game of Snake. Nokia was known for its durability and reliability, but there's a fascinating story behind the scenes about a level of security they achieved almost by accident. It's a story of how, in their quest to build simple, dependable phones, they created something that was practically unhackable. The principles behind it are very real, and they can teach us a lot about phone security today. Why does this accidental security matter? Because it shows us that sometimes the best security isn't about the most complicated features. It comes from simplicity and a clear focus. Understanding how some old Nokia phones managed to be so secure can give us a better perspective on the security trade-offs we face with our modern smartphones. In this video, we'll talk about the story of how Nokia, without even fully realizing it, created phones with incredible security features. We'll look at what made them so secure, the benefits and limitations of that approach, and what we can learn from Nokia's legacy to help us secure our own phones today. Now, let's set the scene. It's the late 90s and early 2000s. Nokia is the undisputed champion of mobile phones. Their focus is on reliability, long battery life, and ease of use. Security, as we know it today, with constant cyber threats, isn't a primary concern. But because of their design choices, some Nokia phones became incredibly secure almost by accident. Think about phones like the Nokia 3310 or the 8210. What did they have in common? They ran on very simple operating systems, nothing like the complex Android or iOS that we have now. They had limited connectivity, mostly just for calls and text messages. There weren't many apps running in the background, no constant internet connection for every little task. The accidental security came from these limitations. Because the phones didn't have many complex features or ways to connect to the outside world, they were significantly less vulnerable to hacking and malware. It was like a house with only one strong door and no windows. It's going to be much harder for a thief to enter compared to a house with many doors and open windows. Case study or scenario. Imagine a cyber criminal from that time trying to attack a Nokia 3310 remotely. What would they even target? The phone didn't have an email client to deliver phishing links like the "your account has been suspended" messages we see today. It didn't have a full web browser that could lead you to malicious websites. The main communication channel was SMS, and while SMS has its vulnerabilities, it's not as wide open as the constant internet browsing we do on our smartphones. The limited attack surface made those Nokia phones naturally more secure. It was like trying to catch fish in a small bucket instead of trying to catch them in the entire ocean. Nokia's focus on basic functionality and reliable software, without the bloat of modern operating systems, inadvertently created a very secure environment. They were just trying to make good phones that would last. And in the process, they stumbled upon a level of security that many smartphone companies struggle to achieve even with all their advanced tech. So, what were the specific security features, even if accidental, that made these Nokia phones so secure? Simple operating systems. The software was lean and focused. Less code means fewer potential bugs and vulnerabilities that hackers can exploit. Limited connectivity, no constant Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connections, meant fewer open doors for remote attacks. Curated software. Even when Nokia started to get more advanced with their Symbian OS, the app ecosystem was more controlled compared to the open environment of today's app stores. Physical resilience. While not directly a security feature for data, the toughness of some Nokia phones meant they lasted longer, reducing the chance of data loss due to a broken device. But this high level of accidental security also had implications. The lack of features we enjoy today, like easy access to information, banking apps, and social media, was the price to pay. Case study or scenario. Think about using a Nokia 3310 today for all your daily tasks. Your phone would be very secure from online threats, but how would you bank online? How would you use Google Maps to find your way around? How would you video call your family? The high security came at the cost of modern convenience and functionality. This shows us the trade-off we face today. We want our phones to do everything, but that increased functionality creates more security risks. The simplicity of old Nokia phones offered strong security, but they couldn't keep up with the demands of our modern digital lives. So, what is the legacy of Nokia's accidental security? What can we learn from their approach that's relevant for our smartphones today? Focus on core functionality. Nokia prioritized making calls and sending messages reliable. This focus on core tasks, with less emphasis on unnecessary features, inherently led to a more secure base. Today, we can learn to be mindful of the apps and services we add to our phones. Do we really need every single permission we grant? The simpler the software, the fewer the vulnerabilities. While modern OSs are complex, developers today strive to write cleaner, more efficient code to reduce security risks. Even though old Nokia phones didn't have frequent updates like our smartphones, the stability of their software was key. Today, regular security updates for our smartphones are crucial to patch any newly discovered vulnerabilities. Don't skip those updates. Nokia's accidental security came at the cost of features we now consider essential. The lesson here is that security and functionality aren't enemies, but we need to find the right balance for our needs. We can choose more secure apps, be careful about the information we share, and use privacy-focused settings without completely giving up the convenience of our smartphones. So, let's wrap it up. Nokia, in its quest to build reliable and user-friendly phones, accidentally created some of the most secure devices ever made, simply by focusing on core functionality and keeping things simple. While we can't go back to a world without apps and the internet on our phones, we can learn from Nokia's approach to be more conscious about the security trade-offs we make every day. The legacy of Nokia's accidental security reminds us that sometimes less is more when it comes to protecting our personal information. So, my challenge to you today is this. Take a look at your smartphone. Remove any apps you don't use. Review the permissions your apps have, and think about the information you're sharing online. By being more mindful and intentional about how we use our smartphones, we can all make them a little bit more secure, even if we can't go back to the simplicity of a Nokia 3310. In our modern, digitally connected world, the increasing number and complexity of cyber threats can be overwhelming. To effectively protect your most important data, you need specialized help. That's why you should visit us at Tileris.com. Here, our AI agents and powerful cybersecurity applications are ready to provide a complete defense for your digital life. Our cutting-edge technology excels at finding threats in real time, identifying weaknesses, and proactively stopping attacks. To begin securing your future, you can simply ask for a personalized demo or a professional consultation, and our experts will handle the rest. Don't wait for a data breach to happen. Take action now. Visit Tileris.com today to secure your digital life. Please like, subscribe, and as always, see you in the next video.